Coming up on this episode of Bro, Do You Even Talk Pinball? We're going to go over news and updates and actually include our impressions of playing Jurassic Park Pinball.
We're going to recap Pinburgh, and we're going to review Indiana Jones, The Pinball Adventure.
All that and more, coming right up.
Double super jackpot!
I need a ramp. I need a loop. I want targets I can hit. I need the scoop. I need a double super jackpot in my life. That's right.
Buffalo's got a spirit, talking proud, talking proud.
Listen up, and you'll hear it talking proud, talking proud. The good life that we share with nice people who care. It's time to tell them all we're up and standing tall. Buffalo's got a spirit, talking proud, talking proud. Listen up, and you'll hear it talking proud, talking proud, talking proud, talking proud.
And now, the Hall & Oates of pinball podcasting, Nick Lane and Kevin Manny of Buffalo Pinball. Ooh, boom shakalaka.
What the fuck did I just watch? What is...
Wow.
You threw me off.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, well, that's your fault. I asked if you had any surprises. You're like, I don't think so.
I said not yet.
That's a surprise. All right. Well, I thought we were done with crappy promo Buffalo videos from the 1980s, but
I got more.
No, Kevin's got more.
I got them all.
Good job. Is there any more?
We're talking proud. I'll find them.
Yeah. All right. Something to look forward to. Well, welcome to this episode of Bro, Do You Even Talk Pinball? It is Monday, August 26th. Are you talking proud?
I'm talking proud.
All right. Well, that's all that
We're
matters.
looking good, too.
Looking good, talking proud. That's Buffalo, baby.
That's what we do.
Yeah. That's the 80s.
The radical summer is almost over, but, we're still here.
All right. Let's do everybody's favorite part, our partner things.
Oh, we're going right into it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. We're doing it. It's happening.
This is for all of our friends on YouTube.
We got a lot of comments. People really appreciate the fact that we've been drawing this out even more.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
There you go.
This is
We're going to
fantastic.
see if we can get at least 10 more sponsors for 2020.
Well, now I'm motivated.
Yeah.
We've turned people away at this point, but since people love it so much, we're going to have more.
Yeah. All right.
There you go. You want me to do this or you want to do it?
You can do the honors.
All right. I'm going to, that's fine because I'm going to need about a water break after this.
Fair
and just rest my the vocal cords.
All right.
Let's go from the bottom. Last but not least, starting in reverse order, Titan Pinball. Titan Pinball makes silicone rings for your pinball machines. They got awesome floor mats as well. TitanPinball.com. PinballMix.com. We saw Pinball Mix at Pinburgh. He was a hit there. Go to PinballMix.com and get a custom soundtrack for your pinball machine. Professionally done, might I add you. You can mess around and do it yourself, but you're a fool. You're a goddamn fool. All right, Pinball Arcade. Pinball Arcade makes virtual recreations of real pinball machines. Pin Stadium makes lighting kits controlled by, wait for it, an app.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Not these janky things that people are making on Pinside for $10 where they think they really beat the system.
Mm-hmm.
That's garbage, all right? This is professional quality stuff, Pin Stadium. Community Beer Works makes delicious beer. They used to be a Nana Brewery, but they're in Buffalo. So come to Buffalo and get some delicious beer from Community Beer Works. Pinball, EDU. You can go there to pinballraffle.org. It is a charity. It is also a chance for you to win a new pinball machine. Almost every month they do a drawing for only $40.
Yep.
And you're going to charity. What more can you ask for? That's Joe Said. He runs it. It's benefiting kids with autism, and Joe is a certified autism specialist. He's also a Gemini, and he likes staring at the night sky.
His beautiful eyes, too.
Yeah, he does. Well, that's Kevin says so, but I'm not going to say he doesn't, but it's okay. There you go. Jersey Jack Pinball makes the most beautiful, speaking of beautiful, most beautiful pinball machines on the planet. Wizard of Oz, Dialed In, Hobbits, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Willy Wonka, which people are saying, Kevin, that they like their Willy Wonkas.
Many people are saying.
And people are saying they like it.
Skip Natty's saying that.
Okay. Well, there you go. He's a trustworthy person. I let him into my house, so I must trust him. All right, Pinside.com. Pinside.com brings everybody together, whether you like them or not. You can find them. All the adults to argue. You can buy, sell, You can rate your pinball machines. You can add your collection of pinball machines. You can find pinball machines for sale. You can see how many pinball machines are kind of out there in owner collections. One of my favorite things to do is like if you take a look at a game and you can kind of see how popular it is because it will show what people have self-identified as having in their collection. Some brave souls out there like myself who put Big Buck Hunter.
And bad girls.
Yeah. In case somebody wants to hunt me down and break into my house and steal that.
Now they know.
All right, well, I'm taking them down. Flipping Out Pinball.com. You can go, that's where you buy a pinball machine. If you're hearing all this talk and you're like, man, I need a pinball machine in my house and I don't have one, or I need another one for like the 10 or 20 I have, then you go Flipping Out Pinball, call them up, email them, and they're going to ship them out to you. They've got Stern, Jersey Jack, American Pinball. What else am I missing? They got the Punny Factory yet?
I'm pretty sure they got that.
Sure. Now he's going to have to
them all.
carry it. Tell him you want the Punny Factory. All right, the Mod Couple, themodcouplepinball.com. They make awesome mods. You know what? I'm not even a huge fan of mods, but I like the Mod Couple Pinball mods. That's how good they are.
Looking good.
Double Ninja Pinball makes pinball swag, pinball shirts, and we've got something brewing up, actually.
Yeah, we
so head on over to our social media page. Pay attention to the next, I don't know, week or so, maybe? We're close. We're close to announcing some new swag that you can order. So I heard, here's a hint. Hoodies?
Yeah.
People want hoodies?
They want to pre-order stuff too.
They want to pre-order stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
pinball
yeah.
people.
We told them pre-orders because people love pre-orders in pinball. And then we're going to wait 2 years to deliver it.
Yeah.
And half the people won't even get it.
Then we're going to take the hoodies that you paid for and sell them to somebody else and keep the money that you sent us.
That's right. And we're going to write letters and saying how difficult it is to manufacture. Just be patient with us.
We'll send you an email every week, though.
But
We'll
we're
let you know.
trying.
Yeah,
we're
really.
trying. That's right. We're doing pretty good. I'm going to stretch this out a little more. All right, I got one more. I was going a little fast on Pinside. I apologize. And CBW. But Comet Pinball makes LEDs. All the LEDs you can possibly want. You can make that thing decked out and see it from space. Then you put Pinsidium on there and you're going to need welding glasses. All right? You want to check them out.
Do it all.
And a special shout out. Well, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
But yeah, we're going to talk about Comet Pinball again because there's some good news around that. All right.
We love you, sponsors.
There you go.
And
You
we
guys-
love everybody who loves listening to us talk about it.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We try to make it fun. And our sponsors make this possible. I hope you realize that. But also, all of our sponsors on there, by the way, are not just people who reached out to us and said they want to sponsor. We like their products and we use their products. So it's legit. And I mean, we are shills for Jersey Jack, right? Somebody called us out on that.
Yeah, on our. So here's the thing you can do.
Yeah.
So if you want to support the show, go on
That's
to
right.
our iTunes, our Apple Podcast. Give us a 5-star rating if you like us, because there's some interesting comments out there.
Somebody thinks that we're shills for Jersey Jack. They like us. They like the show. But 3 stars, we're shills for Jersey Jack.
That's right.
You know what?
They happen to make games that
I'm
I
going
really
to come
like.
clean. Jersey Jack machines are garbage, and they sponsor us. So I just say nothing but good things.
secret sauce.
Yeah,
Say that.
yeah. I sold my soul because look at these machines. Nothing, garbage.
They look great in the dumpster.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's not a stretch to say that a Jersey Jack machine is beautiful and some of the best games out there. That's not shilling. That is just looking at it and understanding how pinball is and how awesome it is. So there you go. I'm going to shill even more for you, sir. You're welcome.
Keep on listening, though.
All right.
All right. So let's get into our news and updates. We're going to start with impressions of Jurassic Park. We got to play it at Pinburgh.
Oh, we're starting off on a high note.
yeah,
Here
we
go.
are. So
Go ahead.
It's the inverted pyramid. You start with the big news at the top, and you work your way down.
Please go first.
Okay. Well, I got to pull up the photos, so you go first.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I told
keep
you.
talking.
I told you. I didn't even get a sip of water. All right.
No, you didn't.
All right. So, which was pretty cool about Pinburgh, one of the many cool things about Pinburgh is that Stern brought, I'm going to say something nice about another company.
Oh, my God.
Prepare yourself, my 3-star friend. Stern brought like 6 of them. I think they had maybe at least 4 or 5 pros and then the premium.
Right.
And also with CoinTaker. So they seemed to be partnered up or something with CoinTaker. But that was a nice surprise. It was I was hoping that they would have it there. It's a very smart move, but we got to play it, and I got to play several games, probably somewhere between like 5 to 10 games.
Yeah, I
on
played
it.
about the same amount.
A couple games on the premium, so I can. Want me to kick off the impressions, or do you want to jump
Why
in?
don't
Are
you
ready?
take a water break?
Please, thank you, Kevin.
I will.
Oh,
I will
Jesus.
bear the burden of talking about the brand new Stern pinball machine.
Okay.
How about that?
Thank you.
So yeah, Jurassic Park by Stern. It's the latest Keith Elwin design. We talked about it last month, but there was some leaked photos that we had at that point, and that's all we had. They were like screenshots of PowerPoints. So they weren't great, but they gave a peek at what we were looking at. But so it's got art by an artist named Johnny Crap. He's got, I would say, a style similar to Zombie Yeti, the hand-drawn style. It's a very colorful playfield. You'll see it's got the map in the middle, surrounded by just nice colorful art all around. It's got Nedry by the left outlane. He's got proper fingers, which is a plus, which he didn't have on the old Jurassic Park. He had the nubs, so he finally got the fingers he deserves.
What's his name?
Nedry.
Was it spelled incorrectly on there? Did it say nerdy?
No, it just looks like nerdy.
It's just like a trick of the mind.
A mental thing. I always see nerdy. When
You confirm that though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's got so I don't know. Do you want to talk about the pro or the premium or the premium? Like that dinosaur, man, it was awesome.
So the big difference, the big difference is that the premium has the dinosaur, the T-Rex head, which doesn't look like a T-Rex head because his neck is really long and how he comes out. It looks like more like a brontosaurus or something. But whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get picky here. He's always kind of like constantly moving around, moving his head back and forth. And then at a point where you're supposed to lock the ball, his head drops down on the ramp, and I guess it's supposed to go in there. The only problem is it never worked when I played it.
I got it to go in.
Well, I mean, like it was like broken already. It was getting rejects left and right. I guess he said it was a prototype, so hopefully that's fixed.
Yeah, I guess they were all prototypes there.
It's the kind of thing where I'm like, I'm glad we're gonna get the pro for the location.
Woo.
But I'd be worried about like a premium on location. Maybe home environment is not as bad, but I can see that being an issue. But it's cool.
Yeah, if I were to buy this for home though, I want the dinosaur. It's awesome. It's like animatronic and it moves around. It's got all this like. It doesn't just go back and forth. It goes back and forth and up and down. It's got all these like different ways it moves, and that it can like throw. So after it picks up the ball, it can either like drop it on the ramp there's like a T-Rex rage mode where he throws the ball out onto the playfield. So I like all that. To me that's worth it alone. But I guess the premium also has the enhanced Raptor pit with the up down bank there, and I guess there's like a post that comes up to hold the ball, so you can like. You can Newton ball the ball back out, so it'll trap a ball and then you can hit it back out, kind of things. So this is a whole like upgraded area of the premium too. I only got one game in on the premium. How many did you play? A game or two on the premium?
I think I might have only played one because it was broken and I was getting frustrated with it.
Yeah, and the line was much longer for it, as you can imagine, because there were 6 pros and only one premium. And everybody wanted to try it. So I got one game in on it. The other thing, the other kind of main toy is the truck, the adventure vehicle, because they couldn't get the Jeep, I guess.
Sure.
So it looks like it's a.
It does a trick, yeah.
It fits the bill. It looks like it should. But it's a Newton ball on a swing, kind of with a truck attached to it that swings around, and that determines the way you're going to go on the map. That's at the bottom of the playfield.
Yeah.
For those modes. I'm not super familiar with the rules yet, as we only have half a dozen games in on it or so, but that's kind of how that works. And then
that's the one. I mean, that's the toy on the pro.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's more of a toy than most Stern Pros have these days, but that's it. The good news is though, I mean, both games played pretty much exactly alike. Mm-hmm. So it's just the big toy in the premium is the dinosaur. If you can live without that, great. And then the wall does come up on the Raptor Pit, but in playing them both, it didn't matter to me. The Raptor Pit wall was like, it's nice it's there, but it doesn't really matter to me that much.
Yeah, maybe they'll implement it more into gameplay as the code evolves, and it may even be more integrated now, as because there's been a couple code updates since we played it. They're really cranking it out, but there's kind of a shot of the full playfield from low perspective. It shoots the ball goes right down to the flipper, so it's got like a little downward return into the in lane, and then you can also shoot that ramp to shoot it back. So it's like a dual purpose feed from the flipper, from the shooter lane to the flipper, and then it also serves as a ramp. To the left of that, there's an orbit that's pretty tight, the O orbit. It's got a right ramp. I find that right ramp hard to hit. What was your did you have success shooting that?
Honestly, I was having even though the game's tight, I was finding the shots.
Okay.
It's like tight but findable, like very much so.
Okay.
I don't know. It wasn't like the shots are tight, and you're like, you might look at it and say, "Oh, this is a brick fest," but I wasn't having that issue. I was enjoying it. They're sort of where you think they should be.
Yeah.
When you flip on it. Sergeant Ski pointed out that the premium has the helicopter blades spin as well.
You can see them there on the right on this photo. So when the ball comes down that wire form, it spins the blades around, which is kind of cool.
Yes.
And then it's got the truck. Behind that truck is the smart missile shot. So when you get that lit, it feeds it to the left in lane, and it holds it there. And then you got to fire it off to hit that stand-up target in the back, which is pretty cool. That stand-up target also starts your chaos multi-ball, which I was able to get going at least once. That was pretty fun. There's a spinner up the middle, the left ramp, which I would say is probably the easiest shot on the game. And then there's an orbit you can hit from the upper flipper, and there's also like a U-turn ramp that you can hit from the upper right flipper, which is kind of cool. I've never seen that in a game before. That like turnaround loop from an upper flipper, and then on the far right you've got the Raptor pit. Well, so there's a lot packed into this game. It's got very unique geometry, but like Nick said, the shots might be a little tough, and these were prototypes, like we mentioned, so they may have tweaked stuff a little bit since then. I'm definitely looking forward to playing Production Pro.
Yeah, I had a very, very, very positive impression of this game. I like the way it shoots. It's interesting to me because it's not just a cut and paste of another game. It's something that's unique enough to me, and it feels like it's its own game, which therefore is interesting. It's like a breath of fresh air when you step up to a game. It's like, this is a new pinball machine.
Yeah,
it's not like a pinball machine with just a new skin on it.
Yep.
It's a legitimately new pinball machine and experience. So I'm looking forward to spending more time on it. I love the way it shoots. I like the tight shots in it. Kudos to Keith again, man. He's crushing it.
Yeah,
he really is.
Yeah, we'll dive into the rules as we go, but based on the kind of rule set that got implemented in Maiden, I have confidence that this is going to be the kind of game where it's not just super linear. There's going to be a lot to go at any given time. Lots building up to kind of cash out and make it worth your while. Let's talk a little bit about the display.
Well, I will mention where is it now? The name it says I thought was a redo of the older JP. It's not. So when we were looking at the original pictures, I think I saw some of the shots and it's like, oh, this lines up and that lines up. It doesn't feel like it at all.
No, not at all.
It doesn't play like it at all. So this is definitely its own thing. Way better in person. It's its own game. It was a lot of fun.
What was your thoughts on the display and how the game presented itself on the LCD?
It's probably their best display to date. Like they must keep on increasing the budget on the display and realizing that they've got to compete with Jersey Jack. So it's a very well done display.
Yeah, they've definitely. I think they've got more resources in that department now, and it feels very video gamey. It reminded me of that. Of like the arcade game where you're like in the Jeep. And did you ever play that one back in like the 90s?
No, I don't think so.
But it kind of reminded me of that. And so it's cool. It's like, I don't know. I found it more engaging than just like showing video clips. You think of like Guardians of the Galaxy, where just clips from the movie.
Yeah.
This is like way better.
Oh, you know how much I hate like the clips of the movie.
Yeah.
Like it comes off as lazy and it's going to be boring. Like you're going to see a clip once. You're like, why do I need to see it again? This is cool. You're right. I dig it.
I think people think they want movie clips, but they don't really want it, or they want it like well integrated. You don't just want clips from the movie playing. That's boring. But watch the movie if you're going.
No, this is preferable. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
So good job.
All right. So positive first impressions of Jurassic Park. Looking forward.
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go on to our next story, which is the P3 Multimorphics. LCD screen in the playfield with traditional playfield and pinball and ramps and stuff like that. Their machine, they've got it in. I guess it's on test at Dave & Buster's in Austin, Texas. So this is big. It's the first time Dave & Buster's has had pinball in a long time. I guess they've had it in the 90s, but there weren't as many Dave & Buster's around then. So it's great to see them kind of dipping their toe back in the pinball a little bit. And so Jerry Stellenberg from Multimorphic said if you call or if they have a website where you can fill out a form if you don't want to talk to human beings, which I tend to be a fan of just sending emails. So you can go on the website. There's a contact form. You can pick like your location, and you can send feedback and say, hey, saw that you've got these machines at your Austin location. Would love to see it in your area. If you're in the area where these are, if you're in Texas and you want to play some, definitely the best thing you do is go drop some money in these machines and give it a shot. It's got a game called Heads Up, which is, you play 2 players head to head, or I'm pretty sure there's a single player in there as well, but looks good. And, it's got all new like lighting on the cabinets, which is cool. It makes it feel like it's a fit for Dave & Buster's, because you go and you see those raw thrill games that have crazy LED lights all over them and stuff like that, and these have those as well.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, just looking at the picture, it fits in perfectly with that, and he's able to create like more simplistic games that are not necessarily for pinball nerds like ourselves or traditional pinball, but could do well in there and give people a fun experience. That is, it's still pinball, but it's more geared towards the casual person.
Yeah, it's only got one button on the side. Those modules on the side are replaceable, so you can just pop that whole module out and you just pop the new one in that only has one flipper, which is even better for a location like this, right? One button on the side, super simple. You think of the games at Dave & Buster's, it's like pull a knob or twist the thing and then you're done. And so this fits that environment very well. So kudos on that. Hopefully Dave & Buster's sees enough success here that they continue to roll these out around their other locations.
All right.
Next, let's talk about the new Coast to Coast interviews.
Yeah, so Coast to Coast, sort of, I don't want to call it a reboot, but sort of like a reboot. They went on a different track. So Roger Sharp has numerous interviews from back in the 70s. I don't know if it extends, how far it extends forward, but interviews with pinball designers, people in the pinball business that the first one was with Harry Williams, I think from 1975. So Nate from Coast to Coast worked with Roger, and they're releasing it in podcast format. So the episode that I listened to, Nate interviews Roger, and Roger kind of gives some context behind his interview with Harry Williams, and then you get to actually listen to the interview that the young Roger Sharp did with Harry Williams.
It's pretty amazing.
So it's awesome. Yeah, it's nice that those things are seeing the light of day and are being able to be enjoyed 45 years later, pretty much.
Like who would have thought it, in 2019 you'd be able to hear the voice of Harry Williams talking about his games. There's some interesting history in there. He talks about the development of the tilt bob, and I think the pop bumper, some other firsts in pinball, and it was really interesting to hear him go back. And he also talks about some of the early games that sold more than the Addams Family. So everybody likes to say the Addams Family is the best-selling pinball machine of all time, but it's really not. Some of those early games, I think he said, sold up to like
40 or 50,000
copies. So it's
But I don't know people when he was saying that it's like pinball machines before they even had flippers on them.
I think so. I think they were like the
pre-flipper, yeah.
But still.
Because he mentioned the names. I was like, I don't recognize any of those.
Like Contact, I want to say was one of them.
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting. They were like sitting in a cafeteria or a cafe or something, so at times it gets really noisy.
Yeah, it's a little tough to listen to. So it's a little jarring going from the podcast quality to that.
Yeah, so you have to intentionally listen while you're listening to really absorb it. But I listen in the car, so it's like all I'm focused on aside from driving. So, it's a great listen. Highly recommend it, and looking forward to what Nate has coming up. He's doing a great thing over there. So kudos.
Awesome. All right.
Okay. Well, the chat room wants to hear about Cosmic Carnival, so let's talk about it.
At least somebody does.
My
mic on?
Yeah. There you go. Cosmic Carnival. It's that pinball machine with the really good art and the like 4 shots on it. And it's by Suncoast Pinball, and they've announced that it's going to be limited to 100 units.
Okay.
After they rolled it out, it's available, and they said 100 units only. So, to me, that says it's not selling very well, but I have no evidence of that. But
yeah, I mean, it's a smart move, I guess, right? Creating a scarcity, because some people might be like, well, there's only 100 of them. I've got 1 out of 100, right? Like, so that's what you do. I mean, like, look, Spooky did that with their first game of 150 units, right? It makes sense. If they figure out they can make a profit on them, they can sell 100, maybe they can get out from under this.
But Mafia Pinball also tried that strategy, and I don't think they sold 100.
Right.
So it's a much more competitive market right now.
It's a different story.
And if what is it like $6,500 or $59.99 for Captain
that?
Carnival?
Yeah, I don't see like competitively what their selling proposition is in that game.
Yeah.
How can you compete against a game like Jurassic Park
yeah.
for $5,600? How do you compete against that?
Yep.
What game that's inferior to it? I've flipped it. I'm just not seeing how that's going to be better than Jurassic Park. I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be. All right.
There's just not as much to shoot. I mean, on the flip, you get 2 ramps,
it's a boring design.
a scoop in the middle, and like an orbit. That's
We
it.
figured out in the 80s with System 11s that design's not that exciting.
Right.
All right.
And so it could have good rules or whatever, but there's only so much to shoot in that game. So
They gave us something to talk about for 3 minutes.
I wouldn't bank on there being massive code updates to make that game amazing.
No.
Especially if they're only limiting it to 100.
No. Well, good luck to them. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But it's not for me.
Wish ill will on any pinball manufacturer, but
Yeah.
maybe game 2 will be the game for them.
Well, somebody was saying in chat, they got feedback on the design, like the community, because they were showing the thing along the way, and they didn't change anything.
Yeah.
So they basically put out design to a market that was basically saying, needs more. We don't want that design. And they're like, nah, fuck it. You're going to get this.
this is what you
You're
get.
only going to get 100 of them.
Well, they changed one of the wire forms to like wire instead of plastic, but it moved a little different, but the shot was the same. So, well, there you go. That was for you, chat room.
But also, I'm sorry I'm missing the chat names. I'm sort of trying to do double duty. But somebody pointed out, hey, at least give them credit because they've done more than Deep Root has so far.
Got to give them that. They brought a game to market. They didn't take pre-order money.
But is it can you buy it today, though?
I think so.
Let's not count the chickens before they're hatched. You
Yeah,
can buy today and get it.
They've already shipped a couple, so I imagine they have. Around, so
well, we've seen pictures of it, too.
Yeah.
And I mean, you flipped it and I flipped it
Yep.
in a prototype, at
Yes.
least. So they're ahead.
Yep.
That's true.
There you
okay.
go.
There you go. So we said something nice.
Good job. And it's got beautiful art. So along those lines, Big Lebowskis are shipping, but they're shipping the ones that the early achievers paid for to new customers.
Say again. Say that one more time.
So
Let me
remember,
wrap my mind around this.
When did
Let me close
Lebowski
my
come out?
eyes.
Like 2016?
Around
then. Let's just say that 2015, something like that. It may have. No, it was even earlier than that.
It was earlier. That's what I'm saying.
You got your Metallica. It was like 2014.
Yeah, I was living in my old place. It was like 2014. Yeah. Yeah.
So the early achievers
Fall 2014. Like you can order.
put $8,000 down, I believe, on these machines.
Yep.
They built X number that got locked up when they were in their court battle with their manufacturer. They finally got those games released, but instead of shipping to the people who had already paid, they sold them to new customers for more money.
It's called a Ponzi scheme. I don't know what this is called.
I don't know.
It's not even not Ponzi schemes are better than this. Like, because you at least use the new people's money to ship to the old people until you run out, right?
Right.
This is a reverse Ponzi scheme.
So, yeah.
Okay. I'm trying not to put any mental power and thought into this.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't follow it, so I don't know the ins and outs of, like, they send out these emails every week. You know, our friend Charles Thomas gets these emails every week. I think he was an early achiever, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's invested in it
Yeah.
somehow.
And so he'll send us updates on it because he's. So I'm not, like, my mind isn't focused on that. But when I saw this, I was like, come on, really? So, but people are getting them. They're unboxing them. They're streaming them. So if you want to.
Really? So I can order one now?
$12,000. You can
$12,000?
$12,500, I think.
Yeah, okay.
For Lebowski.
If you're listening to this podcast and not watching the thing, I'm rolling dice right now.
It's rolling dice. Rolling dice. All right, so that's your Lebowski update. So hopefully they turn that money into new machines that the other people get, but fingers crossed. All right. More new manufacturer news. Houdini, American Pinball announced that Houdini is ending their production run. So if you want one, you can go out and buy it. If not, you're going to be out of luck. You have to buy it secondhand. So wave goodbye to their first game, Houdini. They're still making Oktoberfest, which is timely now.
Another company that shipped games.
Look at them. They did it. No
Yeah.
pre-orders.
We should have like an interactive board where we just like have like a company's announce and they talk about the game and we just like slide it over to like the shipped. And then we have like Deep Root's like the only one that's just still lagging behind.
Well,
something.
Them and Pinball Buzz.
I'll just get up, I'll go over to the board and start moving things along.
That's right. That's right.
Shipped and working might be like the final product or something, or successful. I don't know.
Like, yeah. Shipped and flipped.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so more new manufacturer news. We're going to talk about Punny Factory. What the heck is Punny Factory?
Well, thankfully, Kevin couldn't wait to show me this, so we're missing the the fresh take on this.
I sent Nick this flyer when I came out. I was like, well, here you go.
Jesus.
Okay, so
This is interesting, though, because there's more to it than...
So remember when we first talked about this and we were trying to figure out what the theme was? And I was like, maybe it's a game about dad jokes.
Okay.
That's what it is.
It is?
It is. It's
Well, you nailed it.
All right. Let me read the description to everybody. It says, help restore the Punny Factory. Oh no, there's been an explosion in the Punny Factory and all the puns have run loose. You must help Casey gather all the puns that have broken loose during the explosion. It's your job to help Casey collect all the missing puns to get the Punny Factory up and running again. Punny Factory is an original pinball machine concept that features different, unique. It's not just unique, it's different and unique. Adventure with every play. Built with above industry standard quality parts, you can trust that the new Punny Factory pinball machines deliver a professional, solid platform that cradles a fun yet challenging playfield that appeals to all. All right, so let's get down into some of this.
Who's making this, by the way?
This is
where are these
Pinball Adventures.
Where are these guys?
I have no idea.
No one knows?
I don't know. Somebody knows. That person is not.
Is this a U.S. company?
Hang on. There's Punny Factory features the old school, unique, very target, as well as a one of a kind ball press in the middle of the playfield. We've also added 3 of our double shot danger targets, along with everyone's favorite pop pumpers, slingshots, kickbacks for nonstop action. Wait for it. As an industry first, we've implemented an interactive smokestack system that simulates factory smoke. The interactive smokestack system can be triggered during gameplay by catching puns during ball launch and while the machine is in pinball attract mode.
Speaking of fucking smoking. Jesus.
Smoking!
What were they on?
When playing Punny Factory, your objective is to gather all 50 puns to restore the Punny Factory back to its original state before the big boss gets back from lunch.
Do you want to restore the Punny Factory, though? I'd rather destroy it for good.
We packed the experience with plenty of surprises and some of your favorite puns to ensure that you'll never get bored.
Oh, shit.
Never.
Imagine hearing these terrible... People don't like puns, like your dad jokes. Imagine just hearing it over and over again. This is like for people who are masochistic.
Because the Punny Factory is not a licensed theme, but rather an all-original game designed entirely by our team, we had the freedom to design the best possible game without the traditional constraints other manufacturers face when using licensed intellectual properties. Thus, Punny Factory has an attractive price point, as well as a fresh, new, never-before-seen design and concept.
Oh, it's actually a Canadian company. Is that true? Oh, Canada. Wow.
So I went, if you go to punnies.com and you go to our story, so there's like a Punny Factory book you can buy.
Yeah. I didn't, you can get it on Amazon.
Yeah. The punny story is when you bond with your dad as a kid, you oftentimes experience a moment or two that's not exactly funny. Instead of funny memories, you have grown memories, like these golden oldies. Becoming a vegetarian is a huge mistake. Or, I can't believe I got fired from the calendar factory. All I did was take a day off.
Oh, fuck me.
These are some of the shared moments that made my dad the most funny, ridiculous, and groaning dad you could have ever imagined.
Why is he sharing this abuse with everybody else? You have to put it in a pinball machine, for God's sakes.
Yeah, so that's what you're getting in this pinball machine.
Who is he? Is he trying to make a profit?
I don't know.
Who's the market?
Who's the market?
Who is the market?
That's the question.
Holy shit!
There you go. Punny Factory coming in 2019. It's supposed to come this year.
All right, we're gonna have a psychologist on the show.
We have to find this game and play it.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. They're not going to send us one now.
No. You guys want us to stream? Maybe it's amazing. We don't know. It's going to smoke up your house.
Tell you what, we'll give you some exposure on a stream, but we might just shit all over it. I mean, we probably will shit all over it.
But we want to play it.
But it'll be punny.
Oh. That's bad.
Yeah, this whole thing's bad.
Real bad. All right, moving on.
I just don't. I'm sorry. What if this is like the best game? Oh, it won't be the best game ever. But yeah, it's just a weird theme.
It's
here's the thing.
Okay.
You still got me fired up.
Unpack it. Nick Lane.
Pinball is hard. All right. There's a lot of dead bodies on the road to success of pinball, right? So why would you make your life difficult? Why would you make this extra hard by picking up a theme that's just bizarre or super niche or like one that everyone's just scratching their head at? Why did at least Highway Pinball did Alien? Mm-hmm. Like people just heard that there's an Alien pinball machine, and that was enough to get press and excitement. And there was no jokes. No one's making jokes that there's an Alien pinball machine. People are like, "That's awesome."
Yeah.
You do Punny Factory, a lot of head scratching.
RLM asks, "What if it's $2,000? Would you consider it then?"
No. You know what a $2,000 new pinball machine looks like? I'd hate to see it.
Looks like a zizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Whew. That's like I was putting that in the lineup. I was like, this is the one for Nick. He's gonna love this. All right, the next one's all you.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh. All right. So our friend Hebermania is having a charity tournament, and we would like to share that information with you. It is going to be, mark the day on your calendar, Sunday, November 3rd, from noon to 10 p.m. at Pinball Gallery at 81 Lancaster Ave, Malvern, PA. It's limited to 50 pre-registered players. Cost is $30. It covers full day entry to venue with 70-plus pinball machines, entering the tournament, and first qualifying card. I'll talk about that in a second. The important thing, the registration page is tinyurl.com/rollerrumble, all one word. Kevin's going to put it in chat for you. That's tinyurl.com/rollerrumble. So this is a charity tournament. All the proceeds raised through registration and additional card purchases will be donated to the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network charity. This is the 10th year that he's been taking part of that. So he's hoping to make it the best year donation. So we take the controversial stance of supporting charities.
Weird.
Here.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what's wrong with us. So I think it's pinball and charity is good. So go play some pinball. Do some good.
All sorts of stuff. Yeah.
And you can go there for more information. It's a Papa card style tournament where the best cards will make it to the finals. So
cool.
Something different.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like old school Papa style. Like it. All right. So let's talk about Pinburgh.
Okay. Go ahead. Take it away.
We went to Pinburgh, and it was 1,000 players this year, and it was in Pittsburgh, and it was amazing. And so my Pinburgh experience was pretty good. It was not what I expected going into it. I ended up spending a night in the hospital.
Oh, that's right.
Not for myself, but for our friend Mixer Tuna. He had some medical concerns. If you want to hear about it, go back to his 2 weeks ago. He's streaming Pirates of the Caribbean, and he gave like a 45-minute recap of his experience. But bottom line is he's doing all right. It was Thursday night, so I played okay Thursday. I played good enough to get into B division, and then I was kind of like middle of B, and then ended up staying up all night because I got back to the hotel room and he was like doubled over in pain on the couch. I was like, dude, you got to go to the hospital. So we took an Uber back to the hospital. I stayed there. We got there at like 1 a.m. Went back into his room at like 2 a.m. and then stayed up pretty much all night, just BSing. And then eventually like 5 a.m. I started dozing off, but every like 20 minutes somebody would come in and check on him or come in and do something and wake me up. So I slept a few hours that night, but not much. So needless to say, my Friday performance was lacking. I literally got 5s every round except for one I got a 6. So
consistent.
Not good enough to push me up into the playoffs, but all things considered, did all right. And then Saturday we just kind of hung out and did whatever.
Yeah.
How about you?
It was good. It was good Pinburgh. I played the worst I've ever played since 2013. I qualified for C.
Yeah, you
haven't done that for 6 years.
Nice.
But then I guess I played good enough in C, so I got into playoffs and I took my paycheck and burned out the first round.
You got your Pinburgh entry money back, right?
Yeah, I have no right to be upset because I did not really play or practice pinball for months. So I played like somebody who wasn't practicing or putting any effort into it.
Fair enough.
I would get like one round I got a 1.
Wow.
And then this on Friday morning I woke up got a 1. So
yeah,
the suicide watch was definitely on.
It was again like, where's Nick Lane? I was like, I have not seen him all week.
I was like, I'm ready to go home. And then the next round I got 11. Like I was
wow.
angry. I was like ready. I like took my water bottle but it woke me up.
Yeah.
I lost him a medallion on the last game of hoops.
Oh,
Somebody. I took second. Somebody took first on that game. So that was like my pin. It was just like all over the place. But I had fun.
yeah.
I always had fun. Had to spend time with Man of Hat. So
There you go. Yeah,
there you
so
go.
cool.
What more do you want?
My favorite was when I came back to the room because I left my Nintendo Switch in the car and I wanted to get it because we were playing Rocket League in the hotel room like a bunch of nerds, and you guys were watching the presidential debate.
Yeah, the Democratic debates. Yeah, Rob Metzer
Nick
and
and
I.
Rob in a hotel room.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh.
That's how we partied. Yeah,
watching the debates.
just be like, you see that? Like,
Oh,
just
my-
like, you know. All right, so yeah, that's it. That's the fun. Well, Martha came down on Saturday.
Martha and Jeff came
So,
lamming down, and
She was wondering why. She's like, well, everybody's being lame. They're like all tired and going to bed. I was like, I don't know how many times I can explain this to you, but this is brutal. Like, on Sunday, I was just so tired. I mean, I was like, I fell on like the couch when I got home. I couldn't get up. Like, just like couldn't. It's like almost having like the flu. Like, I was just like so beat. I was off the next day. I don't know how you don't take off the next day.
yeah,
But I don't know. You're fueled by caffeine. Like,
exactly.
constant
Give me a cup of
sugar
coffee. I
caffeine.
can go sit at work in front of my
Oh,
desk.
but I was wiped out. It was fun.
Yeah, I played a few. I had pre-registered for Intergalactic, and I played 2 games because at first I was like, I'm going to play Bone Busters because I know how to play that because I owned it for a while and scored like absolutely nothing on it, and then got in line for Judge Dredd because like, well, I used to own one of those and know how to play it, and then I step up to it and they're like, oh, the upper flipper sort of doesn't work. And
Okay.
I was like, what does that mean? It's like, well, sometimes you'll flip it and it'll flip, and other times you'll flip it and it doesn't do anything. We're not going to, they put a sign up and it was like, okay, great. So I was playing it and I wasn't using the upper flipper. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to try it this time. And I pushed the button and it flipped just enough to like just the most minuscule amount. And it like went up and out the outline. I was
That's
like,
fun.
I'm done with this. And it was like, it stopped sending me notifications when I was supposed to be up in the queue because the queues were like an hour long. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't
so
want to
many
pinball after I pinballed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn, dude. Like, this is like pure addict stuff behavior.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I figured I got entries. I can put an entry and wait in the digital queue, and then when it calls me, I'll go over and play. But I wasn't even getting anything worth even playing. So I was like, forget it. So that was pretty much my Pinburgh. Winners of Pinburgh, Keith Elwin, huge shock.
This is a
won
surprise.
the main event.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats, Keith.
And he had like an amazing game out on the floor with Jurassic Park.
I know,
And he's
he
winning.
wins. Dude. He's crushing it.
Pretty amazing.
Our sponsor Ryan Wanger of Common Pinball won
That's awesome.
Intergalactic.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good job, man.
He crushed it. He got one of those big metal pinball machines like is up in Cabin Fever.
Oh, nice.
And then Holly Koskinen won the Women's International Pinball Tournament.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all 3 of them. So that was our Pinburgh. 1,000 players. Ran amazing. Kudos to the whole team down there. Shout out to Doug and Elizabeth who came immediately to Western New York the day after and hung out, and then we went to the Bad Religion concert on Tuesday. So they were like, "Peace, we're out. We're going to Rochester, New York." That's how they celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good time doing non-pinball things with pinball people. It was kind of fun.
All right. Awesome.
All right. So let's talk about us a little bit.
That's my favorite subject.
Put the mirror up.
Yeah.
So during the summer, we take the Thursdays off from Bro Do You Even Pinball.
That's right.
The show that started it all,
That's right.
where we all get together and play as a group here in Buffalo. But it returns September 5th, season 6.
Going strong since
Man.
2015.
Man,
Look at
crushing it. It's going to be episode 169.
Often imitated, never duplicated.
Very nice.
Only one J Fair brother, and
That's
we got
right.
him.
That's all you get. I got new baseball cards together. It's going to be pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
New format, too.
Yeah, new format. We're mixing it up.
Yeah.
Keep things exciting.
We figured after 5 seasons.
We don't rest on our laurels.
Yeah. Can't
That's
keep
for
cranking out the
amateurs.
same thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
right. Tune in. We're hoping it's going to be a new game. I'm finalizing the details with our possible host, but looking forward to that. So check it out September 5th. Bro, Do You Even Pinball right
Well,
here.
let's talk about the new format.
Twitch.tv.
Let's get a little hyped.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to give it away.
Well, because
Oh, that's true.
yeah, because we're not going to have the next podcast is going to be the end of September, and believe it or not, it's not this Thursday, but next Thursday we're doing it. So here's what we're going to do. This is going to be in this season. It's going to be even more interactive for our viewers. So we're going to do a format where the bros are playing more. We're still going to have a guest. We're still going to try to, different machine every week, and we're playing that one machine. But there's going to be a Team Nick and a Team Kevin. And Kevin might have, Jeff on his team one week, or Jeff might come on my team the other week. That's going to be sort of random. But we're going to sort of do like our Team League format. So the first round, I think it's going to be like Kevin and his partner and me and my partner versus. So we're all going to play a game.
Add up the scores.
And then add the scores. Then we're going to do something like split flipper. I think we're doing
Stall ball?
relay race and stall ball.
Yeah.
So ironing out the exact, but it's basically going to be a team league. So you're going to see more interactive elements. Here's the part where you get to participate in there. So every week you're going to get to vote if you think Team Kevin or Team Nick is going to win. If we're talking about the cutoff, I think the cutoff might be able to vote is like 8:10 or 8:15.
Okay.
So usually
At the
we
start
do
of the show.
Yeah, usually we do the tutorial in the start. So obviously it's got to close at some time, but we'll open it up like at 24 hours before the day of, or 24 hours before, and you can go in and vote. And if you vote for Team Kevin and Kevin wins that night, then all those people will be entered into a raffle, and the winner of that raffle will get a prize from one of our sponsors who are participating in it.
All the sponsors that you love hearing from at the beginning of the show.
Well, I don't know about all. We haven't talked to all of them yet. I'm reaching out to them, but we have some sponsors on board. So there you go. You just vote what you think you're going to win, and you might win something from our sponsors, which is awesome, and thanks to them for participating. So
here's the thing. RLM says never vote Jay, but you're not going to know who's on our team.
not necessarily
Until the day of.
I guess we'll pick the teams.
We're not going to plan it that far ahead. It's going to be, we're going to get there, we're going to figure it out.
No, I know, but it'd be like I'm saying, like we'll flip a coin,
Yeah.
to see who gets who.
Yeah.
Right. So you might know, like if the voting closes at 8:15 and we figured out what the teams are at 8:10, then you might know. Mm-hmm. If you want to play that dangerous game and wait till last minute,
Right.
you'll see. You'll see. Yeah.
I love it.
But we're excited. We love our team league format. I think the one downside of Bro is that sometimes we're just waiting around to play one game in 2 hours almost. Right.
Maybe 2 games, yeah.
So you'll get to see more of us play games. We'll get to be more interactive and fun.
Yep. We're
excited.
looking forward to it. All right, so that's that. So let's get into talk about ourselves even more and give game room updates. Why don't I go first?
Well, I'm going to answer one question.
Okay.
Who asked if we were thinking about going to Expo? I have no plans.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
A lot of ins and outs. A lot of ups and downs. So game room updates. So what have I been doing in my game room? So most recently, I installed the Pirates of the Caribbean mod that makes the treasure chest open and close.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. It's from, it's in here. Pinball something or other.
Good job, Kevin.
Pinball Magicians. Pinball something or other. Pinball whatever.
Here's the. All right, you got to figure out. It is the Pinball Modco. All right.
But they have like 2 names.
Yeah. We're gonna.
That's what's confusing about it.
We'll put the link in the YouTube channel.
Yeah. I'll put it in the show notes.
We'll put it in the show notes on there as well. All right, so go to our YouTube, and in the show notes,
Magical Productions.
It'll be
That's
there.
what it is. Magical Productions.
Pinball Magical Productions.
It's just Magical Productions.
Magical.
There he goes. Tuna's got the hookup.
Tuna's got it. Magical Productions.
Dot.
MIIDUU.com. That's important because if you have Jersey Jack, Pirates of the Caribbean, you can have what the game was originally intended to work as, which it was the original intent of that in the prototypes was the chest goes up and down. Mm-hmm. So when you can lock a ball, the chest is open. When you've locked it, it's closed, and you can't lock another one. That's how it was meant to be, folks.
Mm-hmm.
And as Kevin installed it, he's got a video on our Twitter page and Instagram and also Facebook.
Yep.
So you can go see it in action. But one thing that you pointed out too when I came over today is like you can actually see the top of the chest.
Yeah. So
right?
you can see the cool sculpt on the top of the chest, which you didn't see before.
Yeah.
You just see the inside all the time.
And you were saying like in multi-ball, like it will open when the super jackpot's ready, so you'll know the super jackpot's ready because it's hard. You don't always know that, right? So it's a nice visual cue.
It's a big flashy light, but also it's like, oh, the chest is open. Obviously, I want to shoot that. So there are benefits to the gameplay as well. So it's not an easy install. It takes some time. It's going to take you a couple hours to put it in. He does a great job documenting it, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's like labor intensive. It's just takes a lot of tweaking. So it takes time to tweak it and get it right.
Where you were saying you didn't have to take a lot of things apart.
Yeah, so there's like a bracket you clamp onto the mech that raises the forks up and down, and there's a switch on there that activates the servo to go up and down for the chest. And there's a bar, so you just screw that on, and then there's a bar that goes up to the lid at the top, and there's a new bracket you put on the bracket. So the only thing you have to take off is the top of the chest. I was able to. There's two nuts that hold it on. I was able to take those off without taking anything else off. I had a ratchet with an extension on it, so I just used that, took that off, put the new bracket on, tweaked it, screwed it back on, and then you feed the rod down under the playfield and you connect it to the servo, and then it's a matter of tweaking it to get.
It's like trial and error.
Yeah, there's some trial and error involved to get it the way you want it and so it's looking and playing right.
Okay. That scares me.
Yeah, it's not a Nick Lane mod.
No, that scares me. I beg of you before the end of the year, if we can get it on mine, I'd be happy.
You can't even lift the playfield on your game though. That's
gonna be
your
tough.
basement sucks.
Yeah, it does. Well, at least it's at the end, so you can get to it from the side.
Yeah.
But and the problem is, I'll be holding that thing up for 2 hours. That's my basement fault, though. It's not the mod. But like, I'm super jealous that you have it on and it's installed. And I was watching the video, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I know when like they told us that that they're taking that out in the game from the prototype. I was sort of like, yeah, it's a bummer, but it's not like I'm not going to get the game now because of it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need it. Like, it doesn't like ruin the game, the fact that they took it out of the prototype. But man, it's nice to have it because it's supposed to be there,
right?
And it's a cool toy.
I love mods that restore some of the original.
Yeah, that's the original intent. It's nice that you have the option now.
Yeah.
Of getting it.
They also have some other cool stuff. Like if you have the standard edition, you can get a back panel that has the kind of night sky and the lights. It doesn't light up like the lights do on the premium or the LE and the collector's edition, but you can at least get a plastic and some lights back there, so it looks more like the upgraded model. So he's got some great mods. Check it out. And the link was in chat for Magical Productions.
So another question I asked Kevin, I was like, you went through the process of putting it on there. Do you think it's gonna hold up and be robust? And it's early, but you get the impression that it's fine.
I think so. I mean, it's very simple. It's just a servo and a wheel, and it turns and it goes up and down.
But that's different than the original like prototype design, right?
Yeah. So the prototype, I actually prefer this because the prototype, it was attached to the forks. So when the forks went up, it would lift the chest lid up. And we saw like on the prototype that we had at the Summer Open, it was having trouble getting up into the chest on those forks, and we ended up having to disable it. So I can't say for sure, but I think that's related, that there's all that extra that it had to lift up, and it was probably weighing it down or affecting it in some way or giving more play to that. So I imagine that's why they took it out.
So this is not like, all right, so in other words, it's not the original design. So
right.
they saw it as a point of failure, Jersey Jack did, or it could be cost.
Right,
we don't know, but they were having some trouble with it. The reassuring thing is that this is a different setup to make this
operates
work.
independently. It's not going to affect the gameplay at all. So even if it stops working, you can still keep playing your game.
Yeah.
Or you could just swap out the servo or whatever. So
okay.
EVH says Kevin's volunteering to personally come to your house and install the chess mod he doesn't drink beer, so maybe pizza. Nope.
Kevin's got everything he needs at his house.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I can get pizza and not do that again. So I'm good. But nice try. Appreciate it. Porkfritter says this has been a damn good show tonight. So thank you, Porkfritter. It's good to have some positivity. Hashtag positivity in chat.
Please go over to iTunes.
And leave a 5-star review.
Say some nice things.
And talk about how we're shilling. Maybe.
Ain't too proud of back. All right. All right, let's do this. Man, we got a review to do.
We do.
Still. Let's get the ball rolling.
You know what I didn't do? I want to just do this real quick.
Where's the instructions, by the way, to the chess mod, Kev?
They're on that website.
On the website, okay.
So
here's the tip. It's the latest pinball news. So hot, it's on fire.
That was the latest pinball news. But I can get our money's worth out of that.
Sure.
All right. So we're going to go back to we're doing a review. That's what we're doing. And this is the intro.
Let's go.
I am okay.
showtime. It's showtime. It's showtime for our review. And the review is for this one, Indiana Jones.
The original.
The only one.
The
that
Williams. Yeah.
We don't
Because
talk about
just
the
like
other
the fourth movie, the other pinball machine sucks.
It
Best,
sucks.
best forgotten.
Better to just push it aside, pretend that the trilogy ended.
That's right.
With the original three. So there you go. Indiana Jones. It's the pinball adventure by Williams in 1993, designed by Mark Ritchie, art by Doug Watson, software by Brian Eddy, sound by Chris Granner, and the current going price. This was a surprise to me. According to Pinside, is $66.60 to $77.40.
Wow.
That is a lot of dough.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money. What do you think that is?
What I think what?
Why do you think it commands that price? You think it's the theme?
The theme.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good game,
Yeah.
but it's the theme. It's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You know, they did a good job with the theme on that one too.
All right, Kiefer says he was forced to work on Indiana Jones for the pinball machine, and he totally agrees. So that's validation. Amazing. So let's talk about the art. Art by Doug Watson. I think it's amazing. I think it's really good.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's the cabinet. It's got the same art on both sides. It's got the look you would want from an Indiana Jones game. Right?
Although that's not really Harrison Ford on the back glass.
That's right. T.O. Pinhead will agree.
Yeah, that's crazy. They did. It's like it's not really him because it's like I don't understand the licensing issue, but it's not really him like the hand drawn thing, but it might as well be him. Like it looks so much like him. So whatever.
Team Harrison Ford or team not Harrison Ford. And let's get it going in the comments.
Yeah, I played that game.
I'm doing it all tonight. So yeah, it's a playfield, very colorful, not overdone, I would say. You got some nice lanes there that kind of show you what to shoot in the art, differentiated by color. Lots of oranges, blues, and yellows, and reds. Those are kind of the primary colors on the game, and green. But yeah, it's what you would want out of a game like this. I couldn't ask for better art on this game.
Yeah.
A+ on the art as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Sound. So we recently played this. Well, recently it was like probably a year ago on this show, and it had the pinball. What is it? The mod
Pin sound.
Pin sound. That's the one.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. But the original sound is good too. This is a DCS sound system.
Yeah, for a game that came out in what 93.
Yeah.
You know, it's got the MIDI sound, but it's also got digitized voices and clips from the movies.
Yeah.
So it does a good job of capitalizing on this iconic theme. And this machine is the first three movies. So you've got clips from all of them. Mm-hmm. You're playing through modes through all of them. They do a really good job. Really good job. I mean, for 1993, you can't ask for much more.
Yeah. The sound, amazing. Very well done. I don't know. A+.
As to that says, except for the super annoying elephant noise. I like, another pinball machine. Elephant noise is in there. It's like fits on nicely next to Jungle Lord.
Good excuse for me to do my elephant impression. Thank you, Attack. Toys. Let's talk about toys. What do we got? There's an elephant. He's kind of over there on the right. You can't quite see him in this photo. I don't know if I have a photo that shows the elephant. Oh, there. It's kind of in the right there. When that thing spins around, it makes the elephant sound. It's got some airplanes that don't do anything. They don't interact with gameplay. The main thing is the path of adventure on the upper left there. Other than that, I mean, it's a packed playfield, but toys-wise, like things that interact with the ball.
We talked about the thing that spins around with the ball lock.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes the elephant sound.
I mean, I guess the Path of Adventure is probably like where they allocated like a budget or what they focused on like toy-wise, right? Like that was probably their one toy that they really latched on. Like, here's a toy, here's what it is, and we're going to do. I don't really like that. The Path of Adventure, it never seems to go where I want to go, or it feels like it doesn't move enough, or...
Yeah, so if you've never played it, the ball goes up to this upper playfield on the left of the machine, and then you can tilt it back and forth, and you try to get it into the hole you want or through to the end, depending on what's lit. So it's neat. But, yeah, like Nick said, the control isn't always there.
It's cool, like, in concepts, but, like, in fun, like, I can care less about going up there or kind of getting it to do what I want to do, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So, toys... It's a packed game, not a lot of like interactive, interesting, unique toys aside from the Path of Adventure. Display and lighting. So this is a DMD game from '93. I would say it's got good display animation.
The display is great. Yeah,
monkey brains. And
Yeah.
you could play the game with cups, and it's got the
Game of Cups.
The
There's a minecart one. There's a gun one. It's got it's got video modes.
Yeah.
I think the display is really well done on this for the dots.
Yeah,
if you will.
Good dots. Looks even better in color, of course. Lighting. I don't know. I'm sure it's got good choreography. It's not standing out to me in my mind as to like, oh my god, there was this amazing like light show. But it's
on par for the time.
It's a '93 game,
Yeah.
you know. So solid for the era.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about gameplay. What do you think about how this game shoots?
Well, this is a wide body game.
It is.
And as I said before, anytime this comes up with wide body games, I'm not a huge fan of wide bodies in general. So it doesn't shoot bad. It's not like this super fast, necessarily flowy game, although it does have some flow to it.
It does. It's got those ramps. Yeah.
It's got some danger because there's like, it's almost like the playfield's cut in half, right? Like you got this. You've got a lot of stuff that's obscured in the back, and it's almost like you're playing half of a pinball machine sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying about that?
Yeah, everything's really close. It reminds me of Game of Thrones in that way. All the shots on Game of Thrones are really close. Too.
Yeah, kind of. That's not a bad analogy.
Those Richies always cramming stuff in here and making the playfield really.
You know, I think my biggest problem with the game, and it can be remedied, is like the mode shot, like the mode start shot gets like a lot of rejects.
Yeah, it does.
Like you need to go in and like do some modification to it to fix it. It seems like a defect in kind of the production game.
Put some deadening foam in there or something.
Yeah, you can get air balls off of the targets, the lock shot
drop
targets.
Yeah. So much so that there's a compensation on the left out lane for it.
Yeah, so that's good. So gameplay wise, it's not a game that I love to shoot, but it's not bad either.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. It's I think it's fine.
The ramps can be tough to hit if the flippers aren't snappy.
It's a 2-flipper game. You know, the ramps, like you said, pose a challenge. Path of Adventure I can care less about. It's okay. I think this game falters here a little bit on just the way it shoots.
Yeah.
Like, if this game was not Indiana Jones, if this game was a theme I didn't like, I might feel a lot differently about it.
Say this game was 24.
Yeah.
Jackpot.
Yeah, I know. That's... Yeah. Maybe the gameplay shots are average at best.
Yeah.
I'd say.
And that'll lead us into the rules, too. I think that's kind of where this game doesn't shine. I mean, it's a 93 game. When I play this game, it tends to be in tournaments, so it's like go for multi-ball. Or if you can hit the mode start shot, then go for modes, and there's points in the modes. It's one of those games where all the mode points kind of stack up towards the end of the ball, right? You collect them at the end of the ball.
Yeah, it's good bonus. I mean, I like that. I wish we can kind of go back to having a healthy bonus where bonus matters like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's okay. It's like compare, you know, if this is a $7,000 game, compare it to like you can pick up a Wonka for $7,500.
Well, I know that's the thing. I mean, theme is carrying this game. Let's be honest. It's not gameplay. It's not. The rules are fine. I mean, it's all fine and well for '93, but it's the theme. It's Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones. It's like my favorite theme.
Yeah.
That I can ask for in a pinball machine. I love it. It's like my childhood.
Well, you know, we were talking about Habermania before. This was his dream game, and he only kept it for like less than a year. So it's one of those games I think would feel like it's like amazing. I need to have it. I love Indiana Jones. It's the sounds and the art. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's packed playfield. Yeah. And then you get it and you play it for a while and you're like, all right, I'm kind of done.
I thought like before I got into when I got into like the digital pinball and I got into pinball, right? Like I started off digitally and then I was like, I'm gonna get my first machine. I dreamt I'm gonna get an Indiana Jones machine one day. This is back in like fall 2010. I don't have an Indiana Jones machine.
Never have.
I don't think I ever will. Mm-hmm. You know, if it was a game that was a few thousand, sure, but I'm not paying those prices because, as you mentioned, there's other games. I'll get a Stern Jurassic Park Pro over
Premium.
Indiana Jones, right? And I'll save $1,000 or $2,000. Like,
right.
Yeah. I think that sums that part up. Do we talk about rules?
We were just talking about, kind of like how it doesn't really
Yeah.
have that next level depth. Which kind of gets us into lastability.
It does. It does have depth in the sense that there's a lot of modes to it. There's at least 8 modes.
Yeah.
9, 10, 11. I don't know. There's a lot of modes.
Yeah.
There's a lot to play. And it does. And the modes do have you, shooting around and utilizing the entire playfield. So again, for the time, it's really good. It's a mode heavy game. I think that's the good thing about it.
Yeah.
I know in tournaments you might like to go for just multi-ball and jackpots, but again, if you play modes and you get bonuses, you can beat people in match play.
Fair point. Yeah.
So not having this in my collection, I don't know how it holds up on lastability, other than the sense I'm not drawn to it. I mean, I've played this game enough, and I'm sure so have you over the years. But I don't know. That I guess statistics to lastability. What would you say about that?
I just want to point out John Rhys Davies' call out. So those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he does an amazing job on Lord of the Rings and also on this. So
Agreed.
12 modes on IJ, 4 for each movie, says Matey. So that's good. Good variety there. Lastability, yeah, like I haven't owned it, so I can't speak to it from an owner's perspective. But from what I've seen of folks who do buy it and having played it enough over the years, I can't say that this is a game I would own, especially at that price, right? Like you said, if it was like a $3,000 game, yeah, for sure. But for $7,000, probably not.
My dream theme would be to see Jersey Jack remake Indiana Jones.
Ooh.
That's what I want to see. It'd be like the type of thing where I do something stupid. I don't even see the game, and I like try to get my wallet out. Right?
Are you shilling again?
I want what this game was in '93 is amazing, right? Like, think about this game in 1993. It's amazing. It's impressive. A lot of people who own this game probably remember this game. It's Indiana Jones, and they have it. I bet a lot of collectors have this game, not players like us, right? We're a blend of player collector.
Yeah.
But it's a '93 game. It doesn't just hold up to what's coming out in 2019 now, right? In terms of rules and gameplay. So that's my ideal to see that. This game could use a reboot, I think. Very much so. When we talk about themes getting rebooted. So I don't want to see Stern doing it. Please don't do it, Stern. Just do other things.
There was somebody...
You fucked it up.
I think Apple Juice on Pinside is his name, and he's porting the Stern Indiana Jones rules to this game, I think, or vice versa.
No, you want to go the other way around.
You don't.
You don't want to. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I know.
So, Attack in chat says he kept his for less than 6 months.
Wow. Yeah, that tells you a lot of things. So, kind of poor lastability. It's a collector's game. It really is.
Yeah.
It's a theme collector's game.
Yep. If you got the room and the money, then yeah. And it's the game that speaks to you, then go for it. But otherwise, it hits a lot of things. Like we said, beautiful art, great sound. The playfield's packed. The display's really good. There's some video modes in there. Lots for you to do, but the price is just the theme is just pushing the price on this web way super high. All right, so let's give some ratings, shall we?
Okay, let's do it.
We gotta show our thing. Oh, I just screwed up a thing.
Kevin broke it again.
I did it. You were waiting for me to screw something up, so there it is. So let's go to our website, and then we can go like this.
All right, so our reviews are based on a scale of 1 to 10. So it is as follows. 0 to 2 is a burn it. 3 to 5 is an expensive night light. 6 to 8, solid game. And 9 to 10 is get your wallets out. Shout out to Steve Bowden.
There you go.
All right, Kevin, you get to go first again.
This is an 8. It's a solid game, top of the solid game. It's not a get your wallets out at the price that it's at.
Yeah. My instinct is to give it an 8 because it's Indiana Jones. Like, right. I feel like there's an emotional. I'm being tilted emotionally because of the presentation and the theme. If this was another game, another theme, I don't think I'd put it as an 8. Mm-hmm. It'd be lower. But as it stands, Indiana Jones, Williams is an 8.
You got to take the whole package in.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Without the theme, you wouldn't have the awesome.
That sounds very
music.
That sounds very subjective of you, Kevin Manny.
Wow, look at me. Look at me being subjective.
What was that from? Somebody. What was that from? How we started joking about subjective? Somebody like a dumb YouTube comment was like, "Why can't they be objective in their reviews?" Kevin, can you give an objective review of Indiana Jones, real quick?
Indiana Jones objective review. It's a pinball machine.
Yep.
It has 2 flippers.
Yep.
It's got 4 drop targets.
Yep.
Couple ramps.
Made in 1993.
It's got art
by Williams.
Yep. It's got a DMD. It's got some speakers.
Yep.
Translate. If you like pinball, you might like this game.
It's got a power cord to plug it
does,
in.
yeah.
And a switch.
Yeah, we're just going
There's
to run you through some
objective
features.
reviews.
Yeah,
There you go. We're
you
going to start a new category on our YouTube channel called Nick and Kevin Do Objective Reviews, just for that gentleman.
There you go. So that's it. There you go. And that's going to bring us to the end of our stream. Nick Lane, it's been a pleasure once again.
It's been fun.
Another
for-
month in this life we call pinball.
Thanks for listening to this nonsense.
You can follow us on social media. There, if you're watching, it's all down there. If you're listening, it's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Twitch is where you can see all this stuff live if you want to tune in and hang out and drop comments like all our friends have been doing tonight. If you want to subscribe to us there, that's a great way to support us. You can also use your Twitch Prime subscription to support us with no extra charge to you. You can email us, talkpinball@gmail.com, if you got questions, comments, feedback, or you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Buffalo Pinball.
That's right.
All right.
All right. Well, catch us on Thursday, September 5th. New season of Bro, new format, new surprises.
Ooh, more Jay Fairbrother.
More Jay, if he decides to show up.
Let's say bye, guys.